Hey guys, welcome to Living in South Florida Does Not Suck. This is Andrew Burr from the Andrew Burr Group at the Kai's Company. We can't wait to get started. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Living in South Florida Does Not Suck. I'm here with my beautiful friend Tiffany, and I've just explained that I'm grumpy, and she's not happy that I'm grumpy, so I'm going to try not to be grumpy during this episode. But
yes, I'm very excited that you brought me on your grumpy day.
That's right. Well, and I also asked Tiffany to come up with some content, and she did nothing, so I'm grumpy about that too.
Nope, I didn't.
All right. So let's talk about why I'm grumpy since
It's
we're
your
starting.
podcast.
I mean, it doesn't have anything to do with... I know.
Okay,
Well, you know. Let's talk about why I'm grumpy, though, because, you know, it doesn't really have anything to do with South Florida, although I'm grumpy in South Florida. I don't know what happened last night. I don't know if it was like some random thunder or something like that, but there was something weird that woke me up last night at like 1:43. I know what time it was because I looked.
It's very specific.
And it was like, boom, or something. Like, and I'm like, oh, right? So 1:43. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I get up, I go pee, do my normal, I wake up in the middle of the night thing, and I go lay back down. And then I'm laying back down, and for some reason, I started thinking about work, which I never do.
Oh, boy.
And then I'm like, okay, let me think about something else. So, but anyways, so for whatever reason, I couldn't get back to sleep. The last time I looked at my phone, it was almost 3. So that's why I'm grumpy. And I really don't have any idea what happened, but.
Well, did you figure out whatever it was that you were thinking about for work, like that you needed to do?
Yeah, I kept, it was weird because I kept saying, oh, did I remember to do that? And then I would look on my phone and go, yeah, I did that. And then I'd be almost asleep again. Like, oh my God, I forgot to do this. I'm like, no, I think I did. And I'd look at my phone because I'd check it off. Because that way, if it's not in my phone, I don't remember it. And if I don't remember to check it off, I go, oh, I didn't do it. And then I try to do it again.
That's me. If it's not written down, it doesn't exist.
So I don't know if there's something else going on stressful wise or something, but I don't feel like there should be. Both of us just got back. Maybe it's traveling. Both of us just got back from traveling outside of South Florida.
Yes.
I just got back from Maine, and you just got back from
Dallas.
Was it just Dallas? Or
just Dallas. Yeah, we were there for a work conference.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And you had you said you had a lovely, here, let's talk about one of the great things here about West Palm Beach, Florida. You said you had a lovely experience at and we do have the best airport in the world, but tell us about your experience at Palm Beach International.
Palm Beach, it's just easy. So it's small, right? So there's never really any issues with parking as long as you do it right. Quick tip for the West Palm Beach Airport. If you don't mind having your car out in the sun, just go up to the 4th floor. You can park right next to the door, and you're fine, and you're in. But it's small, and the security is easy, and it's clean, and there's not a bunch of people, and it's just simple.
How long did it take you to get through the TSA thing?
Oh, I think I just walked right through.
Right.
Like there was no line. Yeah.
It's awesome. And West Palm's always been that way. When I used to travel for business, I loved it because, well, when I could travel, which I tried to all the time, and when I was doing contract stuff, I'm like, I'm flying out of PBI or I'm not going.
Right, yeah.
Because it's that great. Because you could still, I'm pretty sure, probably roll up. I used to roll up maybe 40 minutes before my flight.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not a big deal at all. Yeah. The only thing is that, a lot of places you have to do that layover. So they don't do a lot of direct flights, but Dallas was direct from PBI.
Well, they used to do a ton of direct flights, and then it's just like, I don't know, the way the airlines work now, it's very weird. And they just, but yeah, there isn't a ton, and that's one of the reasons that I got stuck going to Orlando Sanford, because we were flying direct to Bangor, and there's basically Allegiant that flies direct. And Allegiant, in case you don't know, that's the one that you get on and there's all the blue tape holding the wings on and all that kind of stuff.
But I don't mind it. I like Allegiant. It takes me from West Palm to Pittsburgh home. Easy.
So, I don't know. For me, I hate, and here's my grumpiness coming out, but I think I already hated this anyways, but I hate flying. I hate the airports. Okay. I hate and now, thank God, so I went so far out of my way to not have a layover because everybody's getting screwed on these layovers and spending 2 days in an airport or something. So we go up to Orlando, we get a hotel room, right next to the airport. We fly out, only a half an hour delayed, not too bad. Everything's okay. Yeah. So Bangor is even smaller airport than PBI or Orlando Sanford. Well, they're maybe the same size, Orlando Sanford. So on the flight back though, we go, okay, and then we're with my mother, so she has to be there 2 hours before the flight. She's still on whatever. I'm not gonna.
No, don't fight with it.
No, not fighting that. So okay. We get there, we go up to the thing, and it's an hour before the person even comes out to start checking people. They don't start checking people up there until 1 hour before your flight.
Right.
So we're sitting there for an hour, staring at the counter with our bags. So already I'm in a great mood, right? Uh-huh. And then my wife goes, the flight time just changed. I'm like, what are you talking about? On the little board, boop, half an hour late. Oh, I'm like, all right, whatever, it's half an hour late. Then I notice she starts talking, and I'm facing them for whatever reason. I'm looking out the window, facing them. And then I notice them start looking up and talking to each other, but they're not telling me anything. So I decided to turn around. Boop, boop, hour late. So long story short, the girl finally comes out to check the baggage in and stuff like that. And she's like, oh, I apologize about the delay. Yada, yada, yada. They're working on it. Okay. So we get upstairs. She comes out. She said, yeah, so they had to, we changed tail numbers, so we have to give everybody new boarding passes. I'm like, change tail numbers. I'm like, well, I don't think that took the tail off the plane. If I remember, I mean, there's a whole nother plane coming from somewhere else. And she's like, yeah, they never explained all that. But then they're like, okay, and so the original flight departation, or whatever word that's supposed to be, departing time, 8:22 p.m.
Oh. Which
is why we already had a hotel in Orlando coming back, too. That's the only time you can fly. Allegiant's great, except for you can only fly when they fly, and they only fly usually 2 or 3 times.
Right.
And it's at whatever time they fly, and you're either taking it or you're not.
Right.
So, okay. And then I look at the boarding pass, flight departure time, 10:30 something. I'm like, hey, hold on a minute. So she's like, yeah, it's a little bit more delayed and stuff. Long story short, we don't get off the tarmac till like 11. We get into Orlando. I don't know, when we rolled into the hotel, which is 7 miles away from the airport, it was 3:07.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So maybe I'm still grumpy from that. That was a couple days ago, but I can carry a grudge sometimes. It's kind of a long story for why I'm just grumpy today, but that's what it was. So anyways, and the tough thing is, part of that was because, and then in New York, oh my God, the flights that weren't Allegiant, some of them that never made it off the ground, the ones that we looked at like, oh, maybe we'll do a layover here. They never made it off the ground out of Fort Lauderdale, which is, I'm glad we did Allegiant and all that. So for Allegiant pissing me off that bad, they were better than some of the alternatives. And it's all because they don't have any pilots and apparently air traffic controllers.
Right, exactly.
So anyways.
I had to sleep in the airport with the kids over a New Year's holiday.
Really?
Yeah, because of that same thing with Spirit. They just didn't have anybody to fly us anywhere. They put us on the plane and then told us, oh, sorry, we don't have any pilots. I'm like, why'd you put us on the plane if there's nobody here to fly us anywhere?
We were hoping Fred. We were hoping Fred would show up, but he's drunk.
He's drunk.
Yeah, exactly. So, that's fucking hilarious. But yeah, no. So anyway, I had that happen to me one time. Like, I don't know. Once again, it's been quite a while since I traveled for business, but there was one time where we were all on the plane. It was a smaller plane too. It was business class, whatever. And the pilot comes out. He goes, "Hey guys, don't get too mad at me, okay?" And we're like, oh, what's he about to say? He's like, we just looked and I don't have enough time to get you there.
What's that?
And we're like, what do you mean you don't got enough time to get? He's, well, I can only fly for whatever his hours were or whatever. And he goes, and the flight there is this long.
Oh.
He said, and if I land the plane, I'll lose my job. So you got 2 choices. He's like, we'll either fly around until we run out of gas or we're not leaving. And whatever, it turned into like a thing and we all got it or whatever. But then...
Right.
But yeah, so apparently that's a whole thing. But they never really explained it. And that's what really pissed me off. They just never said, and they didn't, like, I have a feeling they should have known. I mean, when they did a half an hour late, they had to have known it was going to be more than a half an hour late.
I feel like, yes.
If you go from a half an hour to like 3 hours and 50 minutes late.
Yes.
And it was coming from 3 hours away.
So then they knew.
They knew. That's why I'm like,
yeah,
how do you,
late.
right.
Yeah.
Like, maybe we have a plane closer. I don't know.
Yeah, no.
All right. Glad I got that out of my system. And it's the coffee thing, too. Now that I see her sucking on that giant, huge, big gulp of coffee. So I am on the wrong coffee today, too. Because in case you haven't noticed, I'm a little fat. I'm getting older, so I'm trying to get healthier. So instead of having my double, what do I get, a grande caramel macchiato upside down with extra shot and all this sort of stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. So I went to the cold brew, the nitro cold brew.
Oh, that's why you're a little wired.
Holy Jesus. Okay. Yeah, I only drank, I got a tall and I only drank half, but I feel like it has way more coffee than what I was drinking in it.
Yeah,
or something.
probably.
Because now I'm tired, grumpy, and jacked up. So that's not a good combination. Anyways, so, but it is another beautiful day here in
it is.
Beautiful South Florida.
It's hot. It's supposed to be very, very hot. Did you see that there's like this heat advisory warning for the first time in Palm Beach?
Oh.
It's supposed to feel like 113 degrees today or something.
Holy shit.
Yeah. No, it's supposed to be real bad today.
Well, and That was the only good thing about Maine, by the way. The weather was awesome.
Yeah.
I gave up on Maine a long time ago. That's where I'm from. So I was like, eh.
It was hot in Dallas.
Well, oh yeah, Dallas gets really hot. Like
it was like sizzle your skin.
It's different kind of hot.
It's a different kind of hot.
It's not Florida hot. It's not Arizona hot. It's like just the middle of the road. Yeah. You got the humidity and the hot.
There's not too much. There wasn't so much humidity there. It was like the sun just fried you. Where here you walk out and you're wearing the air. Yeah. You know what I mean? And you're just instant sweat. You don't really sweat there because there's not all that. It's just, I mean, the sun is brutal. It's hot.
And so the funny thing is I've been looking at that over the past couple of weeks because, it's kind of like part of what we talk about here is the weather. Right. I'm like, oh, well, next time we get on, I'll talk about it. So I'm glad you brought it up. So you did bring content to the show. God bless you. You're so...
more than just looks.
Yeah, that's it. But I did actually look, and so the heat indexes and all that other sorts, I couldn't believe how high it was in some places.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so we're hot here, right? It's hot, whatever. Sometimes always hot, but it doesn't get as hot as it does a lot of places. I didn't realize how much more hot it got in other places.
Well, we have that like coastal breeze all the time, so I feel like it never gets like that. It's not supposed to get that hot here. Yeah, well, it's about to apparently, according to you. But but there were some places that were over that 115 in like heat index. Like I'm like, we're way cooler, like to the tune of 15, 20 degrees cooler than a lot of northern places are this summer, which is crazy to me because, and it seems like the line is, I don't know, Connecticut or something maybe. Like it's way up there where this year it seems like it's very hot.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and they've broken records up in Bangor, which is, where I'm from. But up there it's like, oh yeah, it was 89.
That's not bad.
No, but it's a record for that day or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
So it's not as bad as it could be, and we're accustomed to being hot. Like we do stuff that
we are used to
cools
this.
You off.
Right, exactly. It's like where everybody stays in the winter up north, we kind of stay in a little bit in the summer down here because it's just too hot. Like you're sweating all the time, and nobody wants to sweat that much unless you're supposed to.
Yeah. Do you know what we used to do all the time that I miss? We used to run through the sprinklers in the yard.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a damn kid run through a sprinkler in years.
It's because now the sprinklers have to be on at night to be able to get the right saturation.
It wasn't for the grass. It was for the kids to run through and jump.
Oh, no. Yeah.
That was like that. Well, we didn't have pools. We couldn't
either.
Afford pools, so we just, well water, canal water, whatever.
It's all the same here.
Yeah, it was okay.
Grow skill, Gale.
So watch out. Hey, throw a rock in there and see if anything moves, and then just go ahead and hop in. It's okay.
Oh, God, no.
Yeah, that's what we used to do.
Every time Vinny goes fishing, I'm like, dude, just don't be eaten by an alligator today. That's your goal. Don't get hit by a car on your bike and don't get eaten by an alligator. The
safety briefing was throw a rock in it and see if anything moves. That was literally it. No. Thank God. How we survived, I don't know.
I mean, we all did, I guess.
Kids these days, what would they do? They wouldn't even know to throw a rock in there.
No.
And then again, they wouldn't dip their toe in there because they've been told that, there's flesh-eating bacteria in the canals. Don't go in there. I don't know. And there might be.
I think, didn't that just happen in Orlando? No, don't quote me on that.
I think it's it's leprosy. Leprosy's making a comeback in Orlando.
What?
No shit, leprosy. There's been like, I don't know. Like leprosy. Yeah. Well, it's not like, and I always thought like lepers, like their arms fell off and shit like that. And it was really weird, but apparently it's an infection. It's not good. It's not good. Don't get me wrong. So. It's not good. And the people that they showed in the pictures in the article I read were all, they all look like the Elephant Man and shit. Their faces were all whatever. And they have, but yeah, apparently leprosy is making a comeback. So at least we got that going for us in Orlando too. There you go. If you don't want to get leprosy, maybe don't come to South Florida. Well, no, we don't have it in South Florida. It's in Central Florida. So we'll let them have it.
Exactly. They can keep it up there.
That's right. They can keep it up there. I don't know. I do feel like this climate change, or whatever the hell you want to call it, is like there's a lot of weird stuff happening that has to be attributable to the change in the weather.
Yes. No, I mean, absolutely.
I'm assuming leprosy is part of that, but I don't know. I don't know if it has to be a certain amount of hot for you to get leprosy, but
no, I mean things and bacteria just grow
better in the heat.
I think so. Yeah. I don't know. This is not that type of podcast. We can skip the medical part.
It's getting weird. It's getting weird.
We'll move on.
Well, no, I don't know. I do have a sensor. It's not a very good one, but I didn't say what I was about to say, so that was good.
Okay.
So in Dallas, you were at a business conference. Was there any fun stuff in Dallas that you did? Like what did you do?
I actually toured the stadium, the Cowboy Stadium, the AT&T
Stadium.
Stadium.
I heard that's amazing.
Well, it is. I mean, you either love Jerry Jones or you don't. However, it is just as over the top as him. I mean, I guess like the wood that they use in like the Bentleys or the Rolls Royces, that's the locker room wood that they have for the guys to put their dirty, stinky locker uniforms in. And then they're not allowed to sit at their locker. They have to put a chair in front of it so that they can actually sit down, because he will not let them sit on that locker on the wood. I'm like, it's just over the top.
Doesn't that seem, so first, I got two things there. It seems like Jerry Jones just has too much damn money. And if you got that much money, let him sit on the freaking wood. What the
replace
hell?
it.
Why would you put it there and go, but you can't sit on it?
Yeah.
Like, screw you. If you put it there, I'm sitting on it. I bet you some of them guys just at least rub their butts on it with a little sweat. Here you go, Jerry. I'm not sitting on it. I'm just rubbing my butt on it.
No, but you put your sweaty, nasty uniform inside it. Like, that's okay. I don't know. And then apparently, like the tile or something like that, it was Italian tile that his wife wanted in like one of the suites or the concourse or something, and they would not send it here. So after saying like, okay, I'll buy it for 3 times the amount, he just bought the company instead, and then he was able to get all of his stuff that he wanted. Like, that's the type of money and over the top this guy is.
So let him sit on the wood then.
That's what I'm saying.
It's gonna happen. Yeah, the wood got dirty. Buy some more. You got plenty of money.
You got plenty of money.
Sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, but no, and that's not, nobody's actually brought up the wood in the locker rooms before, so that's new news to me, and it's kind of interesting. It's definitely very interesting.
It's gorgeous.
But everybody
the stadium
goes,
is
that's what everybody
gorgeous.
says. As soon as you walk in, you go, oh, and it's like this huge,
It is. It's quite big, and they let us on the field.
How long
did
the tour take?
About 90 minutes or so, about an
Kind
hour
of
and a
shuffle
half.
you through. Okay, you looked at it, get out.
Kind of. I mean, we spent time on the field. They gave us 15 minutes to kind of mill around on the field, and then we went to all the different levels so that we could see them in the suites and the press box. It was actually pretty neat.
Nice.
Yeah.
Kind of like a cruise ship tour, but in the stadium.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool.
But you don't really have, when you're there for like business, you don't have time.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going 500 miles an hour, like
I got you.
morning, noon, and night. So.
I know. That's why I was asking if you had any fun, or if it was just all work.
It's all work, because even when you're going to dinner with clients or potential clients, and you're still trying to make connections, or you're sitting at the bar having a cheeseburger, and you're still trying to like make those connections.
Right.
Yeah.
So was it pharmacy, or was it cannabis?
It was pharmacy.
It was pharmacy?
Yeah.
That's cool. Them pharmacy people get pretty fun. You didn't have no fun? Like, I've seen pharmacy conventions. They do a lot of drinking.
Seen the pharmacist? Yeah, no, the vendors. We had fun with vendors. Yeah.
That's what I mean.
The actual pharmacist.
Yeah, no, the actual pharmacists, I mean, they're probably groggy all the time because they work a lot.
They do.
Oh, my God. Everybody, I know 3 pharmacists, and it's like, what are you doing? Working. Going to work, coming back from work. All they do is work. They make a ton of money. It's awesome, but, man, they're just working. I got the one friend of mine, so they are a pharmacist at like a CVS. That's their primary. But then one of the local hospitals is paying so much money for these like weekend or overnight pharmacists and stuff.
Right.
Like, it was like well, I'm gonna do it for a couple of years, but they're making as much. They're making as much for the part-time weekend and overnight thing they do at the hospital as they do for their primary.
Really?
job. It's insane. Yeah. Well, apparently there's a lack of pharmacists.
Interesting. Yeah, well, and it's hard, but that's the thing. When you're working like for CVS or the Walgreens or all that, it's very hard. This was a lot of pharmacy owners, like they own independent pharmacies.
Got it.
So it was more of a show like that.
All right, that's cool. Yeah. Well, good. So, but no.
The next one's in Orlando, so I'll make sure to try to stay away from leprosy.
Stay away from the lepers, yeah. Well, ask the pharmacist. Can you point out the lepers and tell me what they look like? That way I don't rub up on them accidentally.
God.
Whatever. I don't know anything about how leprosy is shared, but I'm assuming it has to do with dirty needles or rubbing up on somebody or something. That's the way most of those diseases are really funky work. Which means I'm going to be safe because not much going on here right now. The question I was going to ask, what was the other question I was going to ask you? So no heavy drinking, no heavy partying.
No.
Which is okay.
Nothing wrong with
that.
Yeah.
When's the last time you went to the beach?
The last time I went to the beach, it was a couple weekends ago, actually. I went to Benny's.
Oh, okay. Benny's on the beach. They got saved by public outcry. There you go.
They did,
Don't ever think that public outcry cannot change decisions that governmental bodies make,
Yes.
because that was all about a governmental body
Correct.
making a bad decision and getting thrown into the dirt face first.
Yes.
And that's Lake Worth Beach, and man, it turned around quick.
It did, and it's a cool little spot. I know a lot of people don't like it because it's so busy, and it is. It's busy all the time. But if you get
there's only
there
so many
like
seats you can put on the pier.
in between where they're done with like their breakfast and before they do lunch, I say 11 o'clock, and you just sit there and wait like a little bit. You can find a seat at a bar or somewhere, even at a table, and you just have to sit and wait till 11:30 when they start doing lunch. It's not that big of a deal.
Listen, it's not, because there's a place called Eagle's Nest in Milford, Maine, which is a teeny little. I mean, it's in the middle of nowhere, basically, Maine, outside of Bangor. They have like 8 tables, maybe 10, but it is the place and has been forever to go get lobster. Lobster rolls, whatever it is. It overlooks the Penobscot River. There's an actual eagle that lives. That's why it got named. And there's a family that's been there forever, and they still got the eagle. Sometimes fly down, catch fish, fly back up.
Oh, that's cool.
The crazy ass thing, right? So, but that place, we're up there, and my auntie's like, "Oh, we should probably go around 2:30, and then we won't have to wait more than an hour." I'm like, "What?" Because apparently, like during the peak, whatever you get there at 10, you're not getting in till noon. Or whatever.
Okay.
Like, it's just because there's only so many whatever, and they're just like, look, we'll do as good as we can.
Right.
And
yeah.
they don't care.
Are
They got
forcing people out of their seats like they do around here
no,
nowadays?
not at all. They just let you do whatever. Then you eat until you're done, and then so that's right. They just do the best they can because they're like, and they've been there for forever now. And I guess they suppose, well, as long as we got 40 cars sitting outside and we only got room to seat,
Right.
20 people, then we're great. But it's but people up there will wait a lot longer than we will here too.
Yeah.
Like it's in the psyche or something. I don't know.
We're very impatient.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm like that. Like if it's more than like 20, 25 minutes, I'm like, but there's so many other choices. So if you don't want to wait for that 20 minutes, you can probably go to another place and be just as happy and not wait. That's half the problem too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and we get so many places it's even the stark difference between northern Maine, Bangor's like north of where most Canadians live. So I was trying to find a bank just to find an ATM. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, there in my hometown, Old Town, there's like 2 banks, and that's it. And only one of them had an ATM that worked. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And then I was going to try to transfer some money from one bank to another, and I was like, nah, the closest one of those is 400 miles away. I'm like, are you fucking
What?
So here we have a bank on every corner. We have a pharmacy on every corner.
Yes.
We have you go through Bangor, which is it's whatever. It's not a big city by any means, but it is set up like a city. It's a city, and you don't see you have to go on and go. Where is there? And of course I'm like Eckerd's. There hadn't been an Eckerd's in 15 years.
Right, Aid?
But right, if I just want to find a drugstore, or get to whatever aspirin. And you're like, holy shit, you got to go all the way across town to find, like, typically there, and even here, like, from right here where we're at, I can think of 4 drugstores, not including Johnny Myers, that are within, a couple of, maybe 3 miles there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Totally different up there. Mm-hmm. Same thing with food. There's basically 2 places to eat in Old Town.
Really?
Yeah, and one of them's the Rage because it's new, but it's not all that great, and then the other one's just kind of like been there forever, and it's basically a diner,
right?
Governess.
But that's it. And we have so much to choose from here.
Yeah.
So that's why we don't have to wait.
Well, that's it. But they do have some fast food and stuff now. But yeah, but basically in general terms, we have it right, and we have open table. Open table is a wonderful thing.
It is.
Open table is great because then you just go on and you shop before you go, and you don't have to worry about it. And then if you get there, you can just be all grumpy and pissed off, like my reservation was for 7:30, and it's 7:33. Can you get me to my table, please?
I know, and that's what people do.
Mm-hmm. And that's why some restaurants are like, no reservations.
Yes.
Wait in line.
Yeah.
Bitches.
It saves their hostess from all the trouble.
Oh, I don't know that saves the hostess. Poor hostess has got the worst damn job in the world, man. I don't. Yes. Any frontline employee, the frontline employee at any
reception.
Oh my God.
Everybody. Yes.
Yeah, because we've run out of decency and patience in this world. I want to sometimes get in a fight with people because of the way they treat other people. And it's like,
they're not human.
Quit being a dick.
Uh-huh.
I
know.
Like, what are you yelling at her for? She's like, well, I don't know what to tell you, sir. I can't do anything. There ain't no tables.
I know.
Well, I've been sitting there waiting for 20 minutes. Well,
Yeah, well,
so all these other people,
McDonald's.
sir. That's it, right?
There's always McDonald's.
Move on.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's kind of like we were talking about this too. The sports teams. Why people don't really go, and like there's not a lot of attendance at our sports events, and it's because there's so much other things to do. Like I just feel like everybody else, there's other choices to make, and it's so expensive. So if they're going to do something with their family, it's probably not going to be that anymore.
Yeah, true. I mean, if you're a Minnesota Vikings fan, there's probably a good part of that season where you want to be inside a dome, at least.
Right. Oh, and here, like the Dolphins, it's too hot.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
It's so hot to go down there. And I feel like it needs to be cold. Like football needs to be cold, not hot.
Depends on where you're sitting and which side of the stadium you're on.
That is true.
But yes. And we go to like one game a year now. And the other thing too is I got to be honest with you. You people that own these stadiums, like what's his name again? What's his name? The guy with the rich guy that's won't let people sit on the shit. Jerry Jones. People like Jerry Jones and Ticketmaster, who probably owns all this shit anyways. You're getting a little crazy with your pricing. I gave up I had hockey season tickets, partial, not full. Not full.
No, the hockey tickets are stupid.
Because I had no way I could go to all those games. But the thing is, I had, I don't know, 20 whatever games, whatever the hell that package is.
Yep.
But then it's like, okay, so I got these season tickets which are not cheap.
No.
Then all of a sudden, the friggin' price to park went from $15 to $35.
I know.
And then, we go, if we're going to go to a game, we make it out. We go there and we actually eat up in the little, like, they have a nice little restaurant there and stuff like that, and have a couple drinks or whatever. And then all of a sudden it's like $250, $300
just to go to the game.
Then I've already got season tickets.
That you paid seats
That's
for.
right. I've got season tickets. It's like and I'm like, you know what? That's it. I'm done.
Yeah.
And concerts, what is it called now? Coral Sky again?
No, I think amphitheater.
I think amphitheater.
Okay,
Screw you. Screw you. And got to rent your damn little ghetto seats that nobody can get up in and out of. That pissed me off so bad.
Yes, the lawn seats, they're super low. You might as well just be on the floor.
And $60 for premium parking. I was like, what?
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
It's like, it's not even that premium. I mean, there's only so much parking there anymore anyways.
Right.
Now they're building all this stuff. But $60 to park here. And then I find out, you can park over by Yesteryear Village for free. I'm like, Yesteryear Village is right there.
It's right there.
And you're charging $60 to park here?
Wow.
You bastards.
See, they get you.
They get
know
you.
How. People feel like they're special if they
listen,
pay the $60.
I'm a
they
jerk.
Have premium
Listen,
parking.
I'm a jerk. I'm a jerk. My wife already knows I'm a jerk. We're there literally because they stopped carrying my beer too. They don't carry Miller Lite anymore.
Heaven forbid.
And it starts raining. These are tickets like Foreigner or something, whatever the hell it is. One of those ones we usually go see every year.
Right.
Perennial sort of whatever. Mm-hmm. Actually, I think it was Foreigner because it was their farewell, the 17th time tour, whatever the frick it is. We get there. And I'm already pissed off because I know I can't bring my chair in because I purchased a beautiful chair for the
Same
hill.
as the Rolls Royce.
It is.
Wood.
It's like the Rolls Royce exactly, but I can put my ass in it, and it's like the legs will cantilever. It's called the big chair. It's for a big guy like me. I can actually fit in it. I can get up without it being stuck to my hips, and I'm walking around with a chair on my ass and all that. And I spent extra money on this just because. And listen, yeah. It's not quite that bad, but it feels like it sometimes. But so we do the grass pass and stuff like that, whatever.
Oh yeah.
They're not doing that this year because with the grass pass and these stupid chairs that they rent, it's like not the really low boy one. That's like the low boy beach chair,
right.
But it's kind of like a beach chair, but it only sits maybe that high off the ground.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm on a hill.
Yes.
We're established that I'm fat and I'm old. Then I'm going to get half drunk.
It's a little muddy sometimes.
But the thing is, I'm going to have like maybe 2 up and downs out of that thing the entire, and that's it. Because the second time I get up, I'm not getting back in it.
Because you're rolling out of it.
It's exactly my thought. I'm like, if I get in that, I'm going to have to roll out of it and then get up. And it's raining and it's whatever. And then these people get up and they're in reserved lawn or whatever.
Oh, the little like
it's such bullshit.
Yeah.
And because we're just standing there. I'm like, all right, I'm just standing here. I'm getting rained on. I'm fucking miserable. I'm drinking water because I'm so pissed. That's how pissed I was. But I told Amy I'd go. So I'm like, okay. And I'm like, I'm not saying anything. I didn't say a word. The people get up and they go, oh, you can have our chairs. And I'm like, I don't want your fucking chairs. And my wife looks at me.
Stupid chairs.
And she's like, okay, let's go. I'm like, nope. You wanted to come. We're staying. She's like, why? So you consider me miserable? I said, but I'm being miserable quietly because you want to be here. It's the first thing I said, and I didn't say it to you, so just
Never mind.
So she just starts walking down the hill, and we left. Literally like one song in or something like that.
Oh my gosh.
But it's because I'm a jerk. It's me. And I wasn't even as grumpy as I am right now then.
The problem is you?
You think? Is it possible?
No,
Is it possible the
absolutely
problem's
not.
me?
Uh-uh.
God. I thought I was such a
Can't be.
freaking perfect human being, too.
I see that halo. It's half crooked.
See the horn that's sticking out there? It's got one horn and then the halo on the other side.
That's why the halo's crooked.
Like, I try to be a good person. I do. And I am a good person for the most part. But there's some things that just piss me off so bad. I can't even anymore. Maybe it's because I'm getting older.
It's people. People make me mad. And I don't know. I can't figure it out. Like, just be, not even kind. You don't even have to be kind. Just don't be mean. Like, don't say anything. Just, like, go about your day.
Yeah. I mean,
Why do you have to reach out and, like, actually be awful?
Yeah, a lot of times I can deal with assholes on an individual basis better than a group basis. That's a great way to say it. It's kind of like driving.
Right.
First thing I do when I get in the car is I start the car and I just go, what the, because I know I'm going to be saying that before I get, out of the neighborhood. Oh, and then, thank you.
Already, see, that's the thing. You're going into it bad.
Predisposed to me. Yeah.
That's it. I'm behind the wheel and I hate this and I hate everybody and now I'm going to be mad.
Grumpy old bastard.
Oy.
And then I got
Lay
Miami.
off the coffee.
Coming back from Key Largo yesterday, so there's another, all right, so I needed a vacation from our vacation. So headed to the house in Key Largo, took an extra day, decided to roll back on Monday, so no traffic and whatever. Miami, and this is like 10 o'clock because I was like, I'm going midday. I'm not even going to get up and try to whatever. I can work down there. I got my office down there and all that.
Right.
As soon as it gets going, some truck comes up, drops boulders on this, boom. And one of them hits my windshield. I didn't know where, but I'm like, wow, that sounds good. And I'm driving. I'm like, no, I'm cool. It's all good. Then I'm like, I don't know, making the turn. And I look over and I go, oh, God. So there's a little crack. Mm-hmm. Well, it's already halfway across my thing. They're coming to replace it today, which is good. I call my insurance, and I'm not going to mention who they are. And they go, we got a special thing with this company, and so call the company and they'll do it. And I get on the phone with the company, and the girl's like, yeah, no problem. We'll be right out there. Our next appointment's August 16th. Like, August 16th, I said, this thing's already like almost all the way across.
8th.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, this thing's already almost all the way across my, my windshield. Like, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure when I was young, I probably didn't have enough money, and I drove one that had some, spider cracks everywhere. Sure. But I'm thinking, it's already halfway across my windshield. Can we do something before August 16th? She goes, no. I'm like, is there another option? Like another company? She goes, well, you can use one of our authorized repair places. And this is another thing where somebody just hire somebody that's just slightly smarter than that, please. Okay. So where is, then so we start going, we start playing this. She's like, what's your zip code? There's my zip code. And then I name off like 5 zip codes. She goes, no, nothing. I'm like, do you mean to tell me that there's nothing in the entire West Palm Beach area? She goes, oh, I could just put West Palm Beach in there.
Oh.
I'm like, please,
where's your
Jim.
applause button?
Oh my God. Oh, yeah.
Nope, that's the magical button.
That's the Matthew Tarantino button. I miss you, Matthew. That is the Matthew Tarantino button. I was thinking about him the other day.
That's crickets.
I can't read this shit because you know what? Hey, hold on. Nope, ain't going to work. Which one says applause? Hit the damn.
It's a little late now.
Well, you could help out a little earlier next time. So anyways, we finally get it figured out. And she's like, oh yeah, no, these people, they can be out there tomorrow afternoon. I'm like, why couldn't we just started with, like my windshield's broken. Right. Can you just skip the part where it's going to be 2 weeks before? Whatever.
But what about like the big company that does it? That comes to
That's the big company. That's who they have the partnership with, the big company.
And it's not until the 16th?
It's the 16th.
Like now I have the jingle in my head, but.
I'm not going to say the name of the company, Safe Life, but you need to hire more people.
Yeah.
But anyways, there's whatever. It's advanced auto glass out of somewhere down West Palm, and they're coming out to my office this afternoon. So thank you guys for actually. And he's like, yeah, no problem. We got to order it, but it'll be here tomorrow. I'm like, okay. Oh, cool. All right. So I think it's advanced. If not, I'm going to come back here on the next show and straighten it out because they were very pleasant. The lady is just she's like, no problem. We got you taken care of. Where do you want to be? She's like, okay, well, if you have to move locations, just call me. Okay. And I'm like, hell yeah. So, and apparently I learned that in the state of Florida, knowledge alert, if you have comprehensive coverage on your car, which anybody that has a loan has to have pretty much, They can't charge you anything for a front windshield, so they have to replace it by law, by Florida law, for free. So there's one law in Florida that actually protects the consumer. Thank you.
Okay, good to
We
know.
could get going with the rest of it. It'd be great.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I was thinking, all right, there's another $500.
Right.
So at least that was nice.
That's good.
Maybe a little less grumpy.
See? There's always silver linings in things.
Yeah.
Even in a cracked windshield. You learned something.
I did learn something. I learned that I have a cracked windshield. But yes, no. It was all good. It was all good.
Gracious. Never mind.
No,
Be
it's all
grumpy.
good.
Forget it.
Yeah. And I don't know. But yeah, I guess I am a little grumpy in general. I get predisposed to be grumpy too. That is true. And I didn't want to be coming back from Key Largo anyway.
Well,
So I was
who
already
does?
like, "Arr."
Does anybody?
Not me.
I don't know.
Not me. We didn't go on the boat because it's lobster season, and Mr. Grumpy didn't want to deal with all those idiots. We drive down. We're driving down. I swear to God, I don't know how some people survive past, I don't know, that tall. So we're driving down because we knew we weren't going to take the boat out because it's lobster season. Just started on Sunday. But we go to this place called Baton, a little Frenchy place down in Almirada.
Okay.
So we drive down from the house, and there's a couple of bridges we go over a couple of cuts. The first one we go over, I'm looking down, I'm like, what the? So in the middle of the channel, there's 3 boats with their diver down in the middle of the channel.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, okay, I get it. You want to get your lobsters, and they do kind of like the deep, so they get in the channel.
Right.
But you realize that there's some idiot with 4 motors on the back of his boat that's going to go tearing through here at 90 miles an hour, and he can't see over the bow because it's like this. So that's one. And then the other one is, there's a lot of smaller cuts there and stuff like that. And people, you either have people in the middle of it lobstering or flying through it like, they're a maniac. And I'm on my little pontoon just kind of going, let me just go through. And I'm like, so I don't even, can't even do it. So by next week, it'll be settled down because everybody will have it out of their system and stuff. But, even stuff in the keys can get me grumpy. That's terrible.
This has turned into
it's just
your
bitch fest.
Yeah, your therapy session.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, I'm glad you're here with me for it. That's good.
Get it all out.
Yeah.
You'll feel
I
better.
feel better already,
See?
except for I'm still kind of a little jacked up from the coffee. I can definitely tell it had a lot of caffeine in it. So
No, I think those nitro brews, that's that's the point of them.
I have
Is
no
so you
idea.
don't have to drink all of the coffee all day.
Here's what I looked at. I looked at, I don't know, 290 or 350 calories, or whatever the fuck my grande upside down.
What does it mean by upside down? What do you mean?
So the stuff's all mixed into it instead of sitting on the bottom. That's what I get out of it, right? So I get an iced, or I used to get an iced grande mocha, whatever, and then it would always be like all the caramel would just be sitting on the bottom like a lump.
Oh,
it's pointless, right?
I don't know. I drink my coffee black. I mean,
You're disgusting.
my ginger soul. I don't have one, right? So I might as well drink.
Yeah, black is your soul, exactly. I don't even. And that's part of the problem. I don't like the taste of flipping coffee. I love the smell of it.
Okay.
I like the concept of the
Why don't you
taste
go
of
to
coffee.
like tea or something?
I don't like tea. Like I do like I like the flavor of coffee as a base for something.
You like the flavor of caramel
that too.
macchiato.
Yeah. No,
salt.
listen, this thing was fine. This cold brew thing was fine. I do like the taste of it. No, not the
what
salt. No salted anything.
What was your cold brew?
Tall cold brew with, I don't know, sweet cream or something.
Oh, all right. Not bad.
Right. And it was cool because it tasted kind of like coffee, but kind of not.
Right.
It kind of had that sweetness. 70 calories versus 300 and whatever the hell it is.
Yep.
So I should be looking slimmer by the next episode.
It's the calories, it's the carbs too. You don't realize it's pretty
Come on.
bad as you're sitting there sipping on yours.
Let me deal with one. Yeah, that 900 calorie. But look at her. She looks great. Doesn't matter. She's still young. She's got a great metabolism.
Yeah.
She'll be fine for another couple of years. As you get older, the fat starts to really. Like I've started to notice that I'm gonna have jowls pretty soon. So I really need to correct this shit. And screw you, COVID. That's because I lost 40 pounds before COVID, and I looked good. I looked svelte. I don't know, svelte. It's a great word. It's a great word. I looked svelte. It's like a Swedish word or something, isn't it? Svelte.
Sure. Sounds Swedish. I don't know.
But I look good. Better than I do now. And I just look like a, old guy that's about to get jowls. So anyways, going on a diet again.
Yeah, I know.
And started the exercise regime. Amy started running me up and down the side of the freaking mountain when we were, man. That was fun.
Well, there you go.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. When's the last time
You weren't like Jack and
When's the
Jill?
last time you were in the mountains? And it's not even real mountains, like, but kind of like a real mountain, but not real mountains. But when's the last time you were walking for exercise on a mountain?
On a mountain? I mean, I don't know. Does Asheville count?
Yeah, Asheville's mountain. That's mountain. It's not, they're not big mountains, but they're mountain. Like, okay,
I do that pretty
steep
often.
hills.
Steep hills?
Steep hills, not mountains, steep hills.
I don't know. Probably the last time I was in Asheville.
Yeah, that sucks. So anyways, Mount Cadillac is considered a mountain, but I mean, it's up there. It's like a small mountain. But going up the side of it, it's just terrible, especially when you're a flatlander and you haven't done that in 4 decades. I don't know how long it's been. So, but yeah, so we're now going to be exercising and eating better and all that stuff. So pretty soon the svelte Andrew will be back. That'll be awesome, right? Don't laugh at me. Don't hate me because I'm beautiful.
That's right.
And that, well, so, we didn't get to finish the heat index thing. So
We did go off on a tangent.
the heat index, it happens sometimes. The heat index thing, it was somewhere like that you wouldn't think, like Michigan or something. There was like 120. I'm like, how do you get to 120 and then also get to negative, 17? Like,
Right.
and who would want to live there? I mean, I don't know, I get it. Like, I'm not being personally offensive to you. I'm just asking a question because I don't get it. Like, that's like having ADD and bipolar and all that, but not your own. Just the world
weather.
gives it to you.
Yeah,
Right? The weather
exactly.
gives it to you. It's like, holy shit.
I don't know.
I mean, you wake up, put your bikini on in the morning, and then by about 5, you're like, what the fuck is going on?
It's freezing.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and we did. We had the one day, and Maine's always like this, right? So we're in Bar Harbor, and the one day we get there, and it's like, I don't know, super hot for up there, 87. And then, all of a sudden we get a little bit of cloud cover. It's getting toward the evening, it goes down to 54.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Welcome to Northern Maine.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
But this is not, and that's, one of the reasons I don't live there anymore, but
that's like desert type of deal. That's like
yeah, the desert
Vegas.
gets that way too.
Yeah.
The desert gets that way too because when it goes, it just it's like flipping a switch.
I had shoes melt on an escalator in Vegas once, like my sandals, my flip flops.
Was it on one of these? Somebody was asking me about it, and I'm talking about when I was in Arizona working, and I walked down the middle of the street, and I turned around because it felt weird, and I could see my footprints in the asphalt. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And that was in Phoenix.
Yes.
But I wonder how hot it is in Phoenix. Figure out how hot it is in Phoenix and put it up on there. And let me know when you know. You can just shout it out. 'Cause I bet it's hot as shit out in the desert right now.
Oh, it's got to be.
It's got to be. If we're this hot, they got to be blazing.
I just came back from Ohio not too long ago, maybe a week or two ago, and the weather was perfect.
Yeah.
For me, it was perfect.
No, we have friends that live in Ohio and they love it. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oof, 109.
That's
Hey.
all? That's the heat index or is that the actual heat?
That's the actual
What does
temperature.
that mean? I don't know what that means.
That's the actual. That's the actual temperature. That's
So the
hot.
heat index is probably 125 or something. Because if we're
Like the feel like
the feels
temperature.
like temperature. Because usually we're supposed to feel like 115, right? But
like
then again, I think the
115,
humidity makes it feel hotter there, right? Isn't that what they
Yes.
say? Yeah, and there's no humidity over there.
112.
Yeah.
Okay, because there's not the humidity isn't there, so
Yeah.
it just
and they're
it's-
just yeah.
But it cooks you like it fries your skin.
That's so when you open the door, it's like opening it into an oven.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. And they don't have beaches and stuff there.
Oh, it's landlocked and it's
Yeah. And it's weird, there's not as many pools there as I thought there would be. I figured everybody would have pools. Now there's a lot more.
There's
I
no
guess.
water. It's hard to maintain all that stuff.
That too. Yeah, they got the
Yeah.
little round thing in the front for the dog. It's like a 3-foot circle of grass.
Exactly.
It's like, hey, listen, but it is what it is, and you get through it.
Yeah.
But God, I mentioned bikinis, and it got me thinking about something else. But not. Well, I leave those thoughts for later, Tiffany. But no, there was something else that had to do with boats or something like that, and God, I can't remember what it was. There's some well, no, we're not going to talk about ginus. That's kind of cool, though. Do you know what a ginu is?
I have no idea what a ginu is.
It's like this weird little canoe, but they have motors on them and stuff. I don't know.
a canoe.
That's
Is it a canoe or a gin? I don't know.
So now you're like, oh no, yeah, one of those, a canoe. No, there's only one canoe that I know, and that's Gary Canoe. And no GNUs is good GNUs. But no, I don't know. It could be a GNU. I think it was GNU. The guy, so the YouTube video I watched, they were calling it a GNU.
Okay. Well, that's probably what it really is.
And they
were just talking about how we don't pronounce words right.
That's right.
So.
And they run around in herds. So apparently they have all these conventions everywhere. And they were down in Key Largo at a hotel that's literally like, a mile from my house or, whatever. And there was like 40 of them all at this one.
In herds.
In herds, yeah. But that's not what I was thinking of. Damn it. Now you got me, well, now you got me thinking the wrong thing again. Breathe. No. God, there's some boat thing. There was a boat thing, and it was a big
like
thing.
A festival or something?
I think it was more like a disaster or something.
Oh.
Well, there are always boat festivals. Mm-hmm. But there was like, it wasn't a disaster, but there was some crazy thing that happened with a boat, like on the ICW, but I can't remember what it is now. Oh, shit. Well, this was a lot of fun, actually. I'm glad that I didn't have a topic. I feel better after my little therapy session here.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm
happy to help.
Still jacked up on the half of a tall nitro or whatever. So that's like crack. Mm-hmm. One thing I did want to bring up on a serious note. Tiffany, Tiff just was the president of my Rotary Club.
Yes.
I am the chair of the Interact Club, local Interact Club in Wellington High School has an amazingly huge event getting ready to come up.
Yes.
April 16th or 19th. I don't remember. We got time to fix that. But it's going to be the Wellington Youth Arts Festival. It's out at the big new, what are they calling that now? They had a name for it and then they changed it. Whatever, by the
Village Hall.
Yeah, by Village Hall at the clamshell, the amphitheater over there. It's going to fill the entire thing. There's going to be cheerleaders. They're going to have the band up there. They've got art stuff. They've got food stuff. The culinary program is going to be
a lot of vendors and things.
A lot of vendors. Yep. There's going to be food trucks. They're going to be doing apparently little theatrical little vignettes in one area. Like I said, we'll have the band, all that good kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. But it is presented by the Wellington Interact Club, and it's going to be a charitable event. And we're going to be starting to look for sponsors here very shortly. So if you're interested in sponsoring the Wellington Interact and the kids at the Wellington High School for their big event in April. Looks like the top sponsorship's probably going to start at $5,000 unless we get bidders, and then we'll go to $7,500. But we'll have sponsorships all the way down to sort of the local level, $500, stuff like that. So if you're interested, give me a call 561-324-8914, and we'll get you set on that.
And what exactly is the charitable contributions? What would they go?
So what the Interact students decided for this year that they want to, it's going to be homeless. Palm Beach County Homeless Initiatives. They are partnering for part of it with the Palm Beach County Coalition for Homelessness, I believe it's called. And again, I'll get all that straightened out and bring it all back around. Mm-hmm. But it's the main benefactor is going to be Palm Beach County Homeless Initiatives, and then there's some there'll be some other smaller charitable charities that aren't even related because. Right. They want to have a whole charity section where they've got like animal charities or, other, just to help other charities be able to raise awareness and stuff. So there's going to be a charitable giving section.
Perfect.
They'll do like 50-50s and the little different things they normally do to raise money and all that kind of stuff too.
I just recommend that you come out and just meet these kids because they're pretty amazing. I mean, what they want to do and what they have done for the community. That's a little quiet. You don't hear about them, just kind of like you don't hear about the Rotary. Right. But they have done a lot, and they're pretty spectacular kids. Yeah,
they're amazing. I mean, I can't even tell you how much money they've raised for their charities over the years, and they're great. And I have to give a shout out to Coach H.
I was just going to say, you can't forget Hernan.
That's right, man. He is amazing. He is the driving force behind it. If it weren't for him, man, we would be nowhere near where we're at. And, luckily he got recognized last year as Employee of the Year or something like that.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's great.
And he's going places big time, but the kids love him. Kids that aren't even, aren't even in the Interact. Like not every kid's in the Interact, but I know friends of mine have kids in school there, and you hear Coach H.
Coach H.
Oh yeah, man, he's the best. Yeah. Everybody loves that guy, man. He's great.
Yes, thank you, Coach H.
Absolutely. All right, so enough of that. Then I'm tired of you. I'm just kidding. I've had enough of you, Tiffany, for this time. We'll do it again sometime. And Charlie, she's going to do all the stuff we said, and I think that's it. Unless you got anything else. You got anything else?
No.
Well,
Tired of you too, fool.
Yeah, you've been great. All right, kids, you have a great one. We'll see you right here next time on Living in South Florida Does Not Suck. Hey guys, thank you for tuning in to Living in South Florida Does Not Suck. Please do subscribe with the notification bell on. If you liked today's guest, you can also get more information about them right here. Like magic, it will appear. Anyways, we love having you here. We love having your friends here. Shout it out from the rooftops. Like us on Facebook. Share it with your friends. We'll see you soon here in beautiful, sunny South Florida.